But ultimately we had to change the way the person that we were talking to viewed what we were offering. And really that's what everything that we do in life comes down to, that if you want success in anything, the opposite of that is that if somebody didn't get what you were trying to give them, or they didn't want what you were trying to give them, it's ultimately because an expectation wasn't met. If you think about it, every single problem that you've got in your life right now, by and large, is because an expectation hasn't been met. Whether it's at home, you'll hear me talk a lot about relationships today. At home, there's not that much difference between some of the problems, or most of the problems that you've got at home, and most of the challenges that you'll find here today, when you really dig into it. The issues that you might have at home with somebody that you're living with, if they haven't done something that you expected them to do, it was ultimately an expectation that didn't get met. Now, they didn't communicate with you in a way that allowed that expectation to be met. My point is, it's no different here in an office, that you might want to confuse it as an insurance issue, as a cash issue, as a money issue, as a time issue, but ultimately all that's happening is an expectation is not being met. And when you really understand it from that point of view, it becomes very easily able to solve. It becomes very easy to accept that you're in control of it. Whereas what a lot of us allow ourselves to do generally is think that we are powerless in a situation because the patient wants to talk to their insurance, or the patient wants to leave it, or the patient wants to go somewhere else. And we feel as though we're at the mercy of something else happening. What I've tried to do, and the way I've tried to live my life over the last few years, is to take control of pretty much every situation. Or not take control, but take complete acceptance for it. That if a patient doesn't want to pay me money today, it's my fault. It's my fault, 100%. It was something that was in my control, I did not do. If Natalie is, my partner at home, if Natalie is not happy with me right now, I can come up with all sorts of shitty excuses as to why she might not be happy, but ultimately I failed to meet an expectation that she has, that's it. And vice versa, if I'm not happy with her. And when you think that way, it's actually quite liberating, because it allows you to feel as though you do have a say in the situations that the patients are feeling like they're putting you in, which you're always going to have a choice. You're always going to have a choice to say, well, I can sit here and I can blame the government, and I can blame insurance, and I can blame copay, and I can blame deductibles, and I can blame all of these things, but you're completely powerless from that point of view. Where does it get you? It gets you tired, basically. It gets you tired, right? It certainly doesn't get you any progress. It frustrates you, it irritates you. You are literally waiting for the phone to ring, for the next objection to come along, for the next situation to happen where you feel just as shitty. Yes or no? So much of what I'm going to try and, or certainly an outcome that I would love by the end, is just to try and get you to see that I believe a better way to live is to take acceptance for pretty much everything. If that patient comes through the door and does not want to pay, it's your fault. It's my fault. It's something that we didn't do. Now what that means is, when a patient doesn't convert, or when a patient calls up and didn't want to go ahead and book an appointment, what you'll find yourself doing is talking about the things that you did do. So you'll say, well, we did the script, we did the thing, we spoke to them right, we give them great customer service, we took our time, and we did everything that was expected of us by Jerry. Great, but we still lost the patient. Therefore, what we have to start to consider is, what did we not do? What did we not do in the conversation? What did we not do in the evaluation? What did we not do in the discovery visit? And if you listen to any conversation that you've had with somebody who didn't get what they wanted in life, in any situation, they'll nearly always lead with what they did do, and they'll leave out the conversation about what they didn't do. So I've tried to get my staff and anybody around me, any family, any friends, certainly my team, because I have to spend a hell of a lot of time with them, to stop having conversations about stuff that they did do that lead to negative outcomes, and start to focus more on things that we didn't do. And that's where all of your growth is going to come from.
Thanks for watching this video, and if you found it helpful, and if you now find yourself thinking, I wonder what else this person can help me with, head over to paulgough.com/books, where you can find my best-selling books, which will show you how to add more profit to your practice. Or send an email to paul@paulgough.com to ask about how we can help you accelerate the growth and profitability of your clinic. And by the way, if you know anybody who would find this helpful, please share this video out. Thanks so much.